Cool.
Oh man, yeah. Obviously, that's the final question. Obviously, I've replied to your tweet all them, months ago and that. And yeah, you obviously were asking people at the time, do you feel that, how do fans feel about like, players interacting with them? Like, does it feel like it's distant right now, etc., etc.? But I wanted to ask you that same question back, but from like obviously a footballer's perspective, in terms of how you see things.
For me personally, very, I think at the bigger clubs, if you don't have the credibility, then it's very difficult to have a good relationship with fans.
Yeah.
I say that, and I'm saying at the top clubs. I mean, for Chelsea, for example, you've got the likes of Michy Batshuayi.
Yeah.
He interacts with everyone, and I think when you're at a bigger club, it's a lot harder to, because if they were to put on a signing session, they say Bia Kingston, Fabregas, and Willian are going to be there. If you won't stop till you get to Clapham Junction. So it's a matter of how do you get that balance of interacting with fans, but not making it a chore.
Yeah.
To actually enjoy it,
Yeah.
It's very difficult, and I think when you're at a smaller club, and I say a smaller club, but not at the global level of Chelsea, for example, I think it's a lot easier because you'll have the loyal certain amount of fans who will always be at every game, who you see and recognise their faces, and as time goes on, you probably end up having conversations with them a bit more.
Yeah.
You can pick their brains a little bit, they can pick your brains, depending on how the approach is. I think if a fan approaches me in a respectable manner, I have the time for you, no problem. I'll talk, I'll take pictures, I'll sign, no problem. But if someone approaches me hurling abuse at me and everything,
no, of course. And people got to understand that too, because I kind of feel...
beings, we're not robots, we're not machines.
Of course.
I think like sometimes fans forget that a little bit, and I think that's what brings the little breakdown, because I think if there was everyone was saying, some people were saying, oh, come down the pub, have a few drinks with us.
Yeah.
I go to the pub and have a few drinks with you, we go and play a game, and I have a terrible game, everyone's going to turn around and be like, what was you doing at the pub?
Against you, yeah, of course.
It's not really a win-win situation, but I put out a tweet, someone replies to it, I take the bad side of it, snap back, I'm getting fined 10k.
Yeah.
So it's a very difficult...
It's a really fine balancing act, isn't it?
It's a fine line to get the balance right, but I think it's all down to, once again, the philosophy of the club. If it's more, we need to bring the fans closer to the players, to give the players that assurance to be more relaxed and not have to worry about the fans, then possibly it could work. So have more fans come to the training ground, have them watch training, have them have a few signing sessions. You can have young kids to come and have lunch with the players, little things like that. It's something that people don't forget, but once you're in an environment where you actually meet players and realize these guys are human, maybe your opinion changes, and then you're not stood there going, F off you and for this business, because you're like, wait, hold on a second, I had a conversation with this person, they're actually a nice guy. And your opinion will then change. Oh yeah, I remember this, fan. You're actually a good person. And I think that's why people like David Luiz, and they do it really well, because it's okay, I'm interacting with the fans and blah blah blah, but there's also a fine line where you don't come too close, because there's going to be a day where I'm going to do something to piss you off, and you might turn against me. So I think, like you said, it's a very, very, very fine line, and I know
it's got to be tricky though. It feels like you've almost got to be switched on like 24/7. Like you have one bad moment, and then it's like viral, and then you're getting fined, and everyone like Chalobah, let's like sack him, etc. It's ridiculous.
On you. So because I'll be honest with you, there's been plenty of times someone's written something to me on Twitter that I'd want to reply to, but if I gave my honest opinion, I'm getting you know what I mean? And there's been someone's replied to me, and I thought, come on then, like, who are you, mate? Like, do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean, because like, for me, like, I've done this YouTube channel for like 2 years now, and that's something that I've been struggling with a lot, because I the perspective you're saying, you know, people keep forgetting. Or human beings, but all human beings, we feel the same. We're going to react the same. It's not about how much money you earn. You shouldn't even be thinking about how much money someone's earning for you to, like, depending on how you interact with them. Because, like, what does it say about you? You know what I mean? But like, since I've done my channel, like, I get constant abuse about certain things and that. Like, I've been struggling with the clapbacks. I'm trying to be a bit more professional. It's taken me a long time to do it.
Your shocking opinions.
Yeah. For real, but it's just crazy how people create an idea of you and like they kind of dehumanize you in a way, you know?
Yeah, we've got to have thick skin in a lot of situations, and I think it's what annoys me the most sometimes is when people say, players don't care. No one can go on a football pitch and lose.
Yeah, I know.
There's no person that, I don't care if you love football, hate football, there's nobody that goes on a football pitch and wants to lose.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, you can say so many things. Well, you didn't put the effort in, you didn't run enough, you didn't. Of course, but who knows? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what too? Like, this is what I've noticed personally, but all what you just said, that always goes to black players every single time. He's lazy, he's not running. Every time I'm hearing Adebayor, you don't think he's the laziest person. Drogba, imagine people used to call Drogba lazy back in the day too. And I just think it's like the media as well that don't help with things. And I kind of think like, you get so many of these ex-pros that got these positions. Why aren't you trying to be a bit more insightful with your opinions? Why are you not trying to make the average person see things differently? You know what I mean? Because maybe you're like, oh shit, I never actually clocked it like that. I never deeped it like that. Maybe, you know what I mean? I'm going to change my interactions from now on. And I kind of feel like they just go along with that stereotype and they just continue it, you know?
It's controversial, but that's what... Think about it. If there was a game on Saturday, you woke up on Sunday and there wasn't anything controversial in the papers, you won't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about money. It's all about money. End of the day.
Just talk about Raheem Sterling and what he's buying. It's quite simple. That's how you sell papers these days.
That's the mad one with Sterling though. I don't know where that came from. Like, what controversial thing has he done other than move? I'm not even going to talk about the club he moved to, but like, what has he done to like generate this type of hate?
That's the thing I just don't get. They criticise him for buying something expensive, and then they criticise him the next day for going in pound down. It's like, you can't win. You just can't win.
I have to say, with all due respect to Raheem, he is very, this way, and he's very, very focused, and you just learn to focus on your goals and your dreams and what you need to achieve. And I think for him, he's going about it the right way, because he just always put on that shirt and carried on playing, and everyone's have their opinions at the end of the day. It is what it is, but fair play to him, he just keeps going. So he should, it's not something that I think anyone should ever let someone just be negative to them and break them down. You have to always be strong in the head and always aspire to do good things. So exactly. And obviously it's interesting, he's got his own YouTube channel, and I'm just curious, obviously, to wrap up the interview, like, do you watch a lot of YouTube, or would you ever consider doing something like that? Because he did that video with KSI. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, it is. I actually saw his because he posted it on his social media. So I don't usually, but I've got like little cousins and they're on YouTube. So, so I sat here and watched Fortnite for 30 minutes the other day. Realised I was wasting that much time watching Fortnite. I played the game, so it's those things where
trust me.
You click on one video and then another link comes up and then another link comes up. So
it's the YouTube hole.
This goes on. Like Fortnite, I haven't even touched it. I can't it's like I've missed that completely, so I can never touch it. You know what I mean? Like I'll never get good enough. But
You have to get on that wave. It's too
trust me.
late.
Yeah, obviously I saw Dele Alli who's doing that Twitch stream too, that Fortnite stream. Obviously David Marlowe as well. That's how I kind of see it too. I had this idea, like, I kind of think like when it comes to like fan interaction, I think it's probably best to focus on the younger kids, because they're the ones that are going to grow up with different perspectives. Because like when I was young, I never really saw any of the players like them living their lives. You know what I mean? Like seeing them as like a human. But I think all these kids that are watching like Dele Alli's stream on Twitch and this and that, their interaction with players will be completely different to my generation's.
But I mean, England are going about it the right way. You know? They
Yeah.
had this time, then you know, had the World Cup, and it's creating a different environment. It's something that people don't usually see. So I think it's fantastic either way. It's
Yeah,
really
for
good.
real. Like that little advert was sick. Obviously, seeing like Walker and that. Yeah, that's the type of shit though that that's what's gonna make it good in the future when it comes to interactions and people having that perspective behind stuff. But yeah, obviously, I feel like I kept you for like an hour now. Obviously, thank you for coming on, doing this interview with me. To I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like nervous at first, but obviously, been very like easy to talk to. It's just been so calm.
Normal guy.
Yeah,
I have to say one thing, because I absolutely have to ask this. Like, when you ran across the Etihad and launched Aguero, like, how good did that feel? We'll cut this out of the video, but I just have to personally know. I would never tell anyone. I just want to know how good it felt.
I was just backing my team.
yeah. Bro, I lost respect for Aguero after that, man. You can't do. David Luiz is one of my favourite players too. So to not see him for a whole season last year,
He's on the mend as well. I think he's coming back.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that's basically it, man. Obviously, thanks for coming on and that. It's been good.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it.